Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and I hope you're all well. Today I thought I would do a video on creating mood boards and basically just letting you guys know what call sheets are. So some of you may know already, some of you may not know, so I thought it was a good sort of video to do if I was going to start a series on how to start out with photography, because they're really two important factors that you do need to consider when you're planning shoots. So I'm going to start off with mood boards. So mood boards contain your vision for the shoot. So for example, like styling, hair, makeup, and the general feel of the shoot. They're really important to create because it is the best way to communicate your ideas and what you want in different aspects of the shoot. And you usually send them to the hairstylist or the makeup artist, stylist, model, like pretty much everyone who's going to be on collaborating with the shoot, and usually send it to them before the shoot, so weeks before in planning stages. And also it's very important to have if you are contacting a modelling agency, as they usually require one. They really want to see what your vision for the shoot is going to be. And a good way to do this and to get images for your mood board is to create a database of inspiration from editorials, to hairstyles, to makeup styles, and continuously add to it. So you're always getting something new in there. That's what I do, and I will do a video on my inspiration database because I have a lot of stuff in there at the moment, so I think that might be interesting for a video maybe if you guys want to see that. Okay, so it's kind of important to try and be specific with hairstyles and makeup. So I'm actually going to show you just what I usually do with my mood boards first off. So this is basically the template that I will use. That's just something that I've created, and it's pretty blank at the moment, obviously. I've just created different sections for different parts of it. So I'm going to show you a mood board that I've actually finished. So this is just an example of a previous shoot that I've planned for. So the general feel of the shoot is just over here. So I think you can be more vague about the general feel, because obviously you're not going to find images that are exactly what you want all the time. So that's kind of just a really good indication for most of the people working on the shoot, what you kind of are after in the images and what you want the theme to be. Okay, so and this section here, this is what I was saying about maybe being a little bit more specific with hairstyles and makeup. So I've got my hair inspiration here in these two images, and I've written that down. So on that shoot, we pretty much did something exactly like this, maybe a little bit of a tweak here and there, but it's kind of like getting the basic vision for the hair and makeup down, and then obviously the hairstylist and makeup artist can do whatever they feel might look best on the model, or to try and make it their own as well. And so I've got my makeup inspiration just here as well. Styling inspiration is pretty important too if you've got a stylist on board, and it's always good to kind of put a description in. Don't always feel like you have to use images and nothing else. If you really want to describe something that you want, just add some text in there as well. So this is pretty much my styling inspiration for it. I've just said jewels, chiffon, anything that will stand out. Bright colours may also work. So that's kind of a good indication for styling. Okay, and it's always good to add possible locations as well. Usually I try and sort out a location first if possible, because for me the location is really important. It's kind of what inspires me in the first place, to do photography, and so yeah, it's always good to add that in so people know where they're going to be shooting and how far away it is, and how long it's going to take them to get there, that sort of thing. And I've also got a colour scheme down the bottom here. This isn't necessary really. I don't always see a lot of mood boards that have this in there, but sometimes I just kind of like to use the eyedropper tool in Photoshop and kind of pick out colours from the whole mood board, all the images, just to kind of like tie it all together and kind of explain what sort of mood I want for the images and what colours I want to be within them. That's pretty much what I usually do for mood boards. If it's not a digital photo that you want to use, so if it's a magazine cutout or something like that that you've found inspiration in, just take a photo of it and then add it to your mood board that way, and that's usually enough. Most people can tell what you want by doing that, so that's one way to do it. So I'm just going to show you a couple more mood boards that I've done over the years. So I've got a few here. There's a couple of new ones actually, and yeah, they're just a really good way to explain what you want for the shoot, because it's not always easy, but this is really just a good way to explain it. Okay, so there's some of my mood boards, and yeah, I don't really think there's anything else I need to explain in particular about mood boards. I think just try and be as clear as possible with what you want. Make sure there's a bit of consistency in the imagery as well, because if you've got all these different images, I mean, it's really hard for people to understand what you're trying to get through with the shoot and the theme that you actually want. So that's probably my advice for doing that. Okay, so I think I might move on to call sheets now. And I'm just going to bring up one that I've done recently. I think it was for the end of last year when I was in Melbourne, and this is basically what a call sheet is. It's just details about the shoot and just everything that you really need to let the model, hair, makeup artist, everyone know. Anyone who's collaborating on the shoot will need to know this information. So all I've got is just the theme of the shoot and the date. The date is really important so people don't get confused. I have who the model is, or models, if there's more than one, hair and makeup artist, or if there's a hairstylist, makeup artist separately, I'll put their names down as well, and the photographer, and then my phone number as well, and plus any other contact details. So I've also got the location and time, so makeup to start at 4 p.m, and that's really important that you say makeup to start at 4 p.m, not shooting to start at 4 p.m, because that can also get confusing as well, and makeup can usually take, up to, on average 2 hours, I'd say. So yeah, just be clear about that. And the meeting location, that's really the most important part. If you're wanting to shoot somewhere different to the meeting location, that's fine, but if you can just find somewhere that most of the people in the shoot, collaborating can meet, that's probably the easiest option. So I've just got, obviously I wanted to shoot in the gardens, so I've got a map and a red dot of where exactly we can meet, and I've just sort of described it: Victoria Street, roadside entrance to Carlton Gardens, near La Trobe Street. So just really trying to be specific with where we want to shoot and where we want to, meet first as well. Okay, and I've also got things for the model to bring. So because this was an agency model, I had to go through the agency and send the call sheet to the agency. And then they passed it on to the model. So I had to ask about bringing nude coloured underwear and plain black heels. I usually do that with all of my shoots. Nude coloured underwear is the most important thing a model can have, pretty much, and maybe just a pair of heels as well. It's always good just to have their own pair of shoes in case any of the ones that are brought along do not fit. And also I've added, if possible, please bring some similar clothing to match the photographs below. So that's always good if, you're styling the shoot yourself and maybe you're not sure if things are going to fit the model properly. If you can just get them to bring things along that they own, it's always a little bit more helpful. And then I've just put down the mood board that I had at that stage, just some images. So that's usually what I do for my call sheets. I don't put too much on there because you don't want to make it too confusing, but you just really want to, clarify all the details. This is pretty much sent within, I'd say, a week before the shoot, depending on how big the shoot is. Obviously, it could be, sent through a few weeks beforehand, but I usually like to send them about a week beforehand. And that way everyone knows what's going on and they're not confused, and they've got contact details, which is the most important part. So call sheets will always need to be sent to agencies. I'd say probably 99% of the time. I haven't come across an agency yet that hasn't requested a call sheet. So yeah, just try to keep that in mind. But I hope this video has helped you guys with any questions about mood boards and call sheets. I know sometimes it can get a bit confusing, and sometimes it's a bit, hard to know what to put on mood boards especially. But yeah, I hope that answered any questions, and thank you guys very much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.